What's going on, YouTube? It's your man T-Peasy, Big Tiger, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me Collect. Look, we back in the building. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's game time. So right now we have been waiting. We've been idle for a whole week, waiting on Colorado. The buzz is starting to get in the air again. You know how Coach Prime do. It's starting to heat up a little bit. I noticed something. Coach Prime been very nice. He's not selling this game right now. Coach Prime is smart. He hasn't got a loss back-to-back all season. He don't wanna add any fuel to the fire. He's like, look, I respect Chip Kelly. I admire the man. I always looked up to him. Hey, Coach Prime is smart. He's really smart. He didn't want to give the other team any kind of bulletin board material that they can use to try to motivate their team, right? But let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about the keys that Colorado have to do to win this game or to be competitive in this game. Because really, Colorado shouldn't even be. It shouldn't even be a question who should win this game, because the Bruins have more talent, right? Overall talent, and they supposed to have a better coach. This guy has coached a long time. He's coaching the national championship game, I believe so, with Mariota, and he coached in the NFL. So this guy has like decades of big stage level coaching. Coach Chip Kelly should blow Coach Prime out of the water. So just from that right there, the odds are stacked against Colorado big time, right? So let's talk about it. The first key thing that we got to understand: the Bruins want to run the ball. Even though they got a 5-star freshman quarterback that can throw that ball all over the field, he has great arm talent. He's a gunslinger. At their core, at the heart of it, Chip Kelly wants to run the ball. That's what he's always done, and he did it at Oregon. He has fancy plays, but at the end of the day, he wants to run the ball. They have 2 running backs that can run the ball effectively. They have a big bruising running back. I think his name is Steele. And then they have a smaller running back. I think he's number 20, 22, or 23. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he's in the 20s. He has good footwork. I mean, he don't have that Reggie Bush elusiveness, but he's shifty. He doesn't have like 4.3. Well, I don't know. He might have 4.3 speed, but I haven't seen the flash of just straight speed. But I've seen him make it happen, if you understand what I mean. He's the guy that can turn a run that you thought was going to be a loss into a gain. He can do it all. You can throw it to him in the flash. Both of these running backs, they are versatile. So they use their running backs a lot. They do a lot of double tight end sets. So they want to come out and pound you. So that's the thing that I'm afraid of, because Colorado this year has been weak up front. D-line I think is the weakest spot on our D-line and offense line are some of the weakest spots, right? That's their strengths. I'm explaining to y'all. So look, when they go this 2 tight end set, they're just running zones. Or sometimes they'll pull guys, whatever. They really just trying to run in zones. They're trying to beat you up and be more physical than you. Kind of the same way when if y'all remember when Chip Kelly was at Oregon, he was very physical. People thought it was a lot of flash, but he was physical. He had big, long tight ends that could lean on people, tackles and guards that could move. So it's like you think you getting one thing, you think you getting a passing offense, but he's really trying to punch you in the mouth and run on you. He just knows how to disguise it very well. And most teams, if they can control the clock, they will win the game. That's most running teams. That's how coaches look at it. And that's why they have one of the best defenses. I think they have the #1 defense in the Pac-12. And you know how you get the #1 defense? You keep the other team off the field. And you know how you keep the other team off the field? You run the ball and you run that clock. That's the key. That's the key. I'm telling y'all what it is. In Colorado, we have got stronger against the run, but we have never really just been a stout run defense. I think we got teams out of running because we were scoring points, and they started throwing to kind of keep up. But really, the Bruins want to run the ball. Remember this, y'all. Remember, I'm telling y'all this. So it depends on what quarterback they come out with. If they come out with the older quarterbacks, I'm just say that the older guys, they're gonna run more. If they bring in quarterback, the rookie guy, his last name is Moore, they're gonna pass more because he's the true passer. Now, the thing about the rookie quarterback, he trusts his eyes too much. What I mean by that is, if he see a wide receiver open, he's throwing it. He trusts what he sees. So if you run zones, robber defenses, zone blitzes, things like that, you can trick this guy and you can get him to throw into a zone or where a DB is dropping back into a coverage on a crosser or something like that. He doesn't really know the defense enough, but he trusts his eye. So whenever he sees something's open, he's letting it rip. He's like a Brett Favre kind of quarterback. He will make plays, but he's gonna throw some interceptions. And I think he's already given up like 2 pick sixes, maybe 3 pick sixes this year. So he can be reckless, given the opportunity. Now I think that's why Chip Kelly is going with some of the older quarterbacks just to kind of calm the offense down, run the ball, keep the tempo, and get out of dodge. So keys to beating this team is get them in second and long, third and long, where we know it's a passing down, so they can't disguise it and make a pass look like a run. We want to get them in long situations. On defense, they have a middle linebacker that's a problem. He gets busy. He's one of those linebackers that he plays more like a strong safety. He does a lot of moving around sideline to sideline. He can blitz. He can cover in the pass. He can stop the run. He's an active linebacker. He's not the biggest linebacker in the world, and that's the thing about their defense. A lot of people on their defense can run. I don't think their defense is strong at the point of attack. So if we ran at them, we might have success. But we know as Colorado right now, we're not a running team. We're more of a passing team. So I think their weakness, we won't exploit that because we're not a running team. The other man on their defense that he might be a first round pick is number 15. I think his name is Latu or something like that, Lau or something like that. But he's number 15. To me, I watched this guy play. The plays he made, he's a fifth-year senior, but the plays he made were against subpar competition. He made a few plays against USC, but most of the plays he made was against Alabama State, against Colorado last year, like against teams that was okay, like Chanticleers this year. So they play against a lot of teams that are not great. So your defense should have good stats. Like the 2 teams they played that was tough, they won one and they lost one. That was Utah and Oregon State. The rest of the teams they played so far this year have really not been stud teams. So the only good team they beat right so far is Oregon State. It's the only team. Everybody else is subpar teams. The key to defeating this defensive end is to run dead straight at him. Run at him, like run dead at him. Don't try to run around him. Don't try to run away from him. Run right at him, and because he's not that strong at the point of attack. Or if pass plays, if he starts to show that he can beat this tackle that we have, especially I think he's going to be head up on number 69. If we see 69 can't control him, we need to chip block him with the tight end or with the tailback. They need to almost set the tailback on the left side of Shador and make him check to the left. Or we need to roll to the right, because this guy's talented. He knows how to use his hands. He knows how to use his speed. He has pass rusher moves. He has spin moves. He can get to the quarterback. So we need to help our guard and our tackle out on that side, because he will beat them. He's a first-round talent. We have to help him out. On offense, one thing I think that we might have success with is the short game. If we do the short stuff and we get our players out in space, especially Dylan Edwards, I think we can beat them in space. I think the 50-50 balls with Travis, that's all day. I don't know if Shedur's gonna have time in the pocket to throw long balls. Something else I saw, their offensive tackles. Their offensive tackles, especially their left tackle, he's susceptible to spin moves, to any kind of stunts. They're not that good either. Like, their offensive line is similar to our offensive line. So our defensive line, if they get after it, if they really, 4-4 needs to have a big day. If he has a big day, Bishop, some of these other guys that's been flashing, if they can put together a solid day, we need to move that pocket. Whenever they throw the ball, we need to move that pocket. And their left tackle does not look that strong. I'm telling you, I've seen him get beat on a lot of spin moves and a lot of stunts. So that's our point of attack on defense. When Moore's in, run zones, zone blitzes, scheme him up. So he think he's seeing one thing and we're doing something else. We can bait him into some throws. Try to get him in the 3rd and long. And when we have him in 3rd and long, stunt, do games, do a lot of kind of stuff with our defensive ends, because the left tackle, his footwork is not great. But that's what I got, guys. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Yeah, I'll go live tomorrow morning.